Shalom. My name is Bhat Ysrayl of Israylite Heritage, and I'm going to be explaining to you a little bit about why I am not a Christian. First of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Growing up as a child and into a teenager, I always wondered why this world treated each other like they do, so violently, non-respectfully, non-brotherly. I always felt there was something missing in my life, this world. What was my purpose here? What is the purpose of life? And why does this world treat each other like it does? My parents would often send my step-brothers and sister to Sunday school to end-quote church afterwards. And I would sit there doing these so-called sermons, listening to the so-called preacher jumping up and down, hoofing and hollering, trying to tell a story, but not really making a point to what he was speaking and saying. Just a whole lot of hoofing and hollering, saying, trust in Jesus, trust in God. I will always leave there feeling empty, unfulfilled. I had never learned anything from sitting there in church that day. What was the purpose and lesson of the day? And how was I supposed to apply that into my everyday life? I never got any answers. You as Christians are taught that all you have to do to be saved is to trust and believe and accept the name of Jesus Christ. And then you are so-called born again. Born again into what? More lies, more confusion, no understanding, more deception. I am so thankful that the Most High Yah has guided me here for seeing what was truly in my heart, for truly seeking the answers that man nor Christians could not give me. So, what I'm going to do is give you a little bit more understanding by explaining to you just where the term Christians and Christianity came from. And hopefully this will open up your eyes on seeing the deception that you are in as calling yourself a so-called Christian. And I'm also going to show to you how Christians break the laws and commandments every single day. Christians refer to themselves as being righteous and even say the laws and Torah of the Old Testament was nailed to the cross. Well, if that's the case, what laws are you living by? And how can you call yourself of the Father and being righteous if you are not following the laws and commandments that the Most High Yah gave to us? All you have is misunderstanding, deception, and chaos. That's why Christians have all these different divisions of Christianity religions, such as Catholicism, Protestants, Lutheranism, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Church of Christ, just to name a few of them. They all have that mentality of, I'm believe what I want to believe, you can believe what you want to believe, and we're going to bunch each other over here in this group, and we're going to bunch each other over there, of what we believe. And some of them even have their own books for teaching this misunderstanding that they have. That verse that a lot of you have learned as Christians. I know I've learned this as Christian. Matthew 7:14-16. The road is wide with all this understanding that we have, but it all leads to the same path, this one narrow path, which is to the truth, to Jesus Christ. That's not correct. And they also have another saying, that same verse, which is, the road is wide with destruction, and there's only few who find it, this narrow path, by finding and accepting Jesus Christ. That's not correct. That is not correct. That is not what the Most High Yah meant when he said that. That is not correct. You cannot have a division of the word and be on one accord. The laws and commandments of the Most High never change, and there's only one correct understanding of them. And it's not thus said man, it's thus said Yah, the Father. And that's what Christians do. They twist the understanding of the laws and commandments for their own means. Nations in our history, if you do a little bit of research, and for those of you who have a little bit of history knowledge, nations would often hold, all the knowledge and culture about themselves written in so-called scrolls. And they would keep these scrolls in libraries. Everything from how they wrote, their alphabet system, math, astrology, they all put this in these so-called scrolls. So when a nation conquered and enslaved another nation, they would burn down these libraries and scrolls and replace them to what they believed, their language, and their culture. Nations without their scrolls were just lost and were forced to adapt, as slaves to the new culture and belief. That's sort of exactly what has happened to you, Israel, and what you're so-called calling yourself as Black African Americans. When we were captured and brought here to this land as slaves, we were given and made to believe this Christianity form of worshiping and belief. And over time and today, you, Israel, have adapted to this form of worshiping and belief and forgotten who you are. But, there's only one reason for that, Israel. The Most High made a covenant with us. That's you, Israel. And that covenant was for us to take his laws and his commandments to the nations of the world. And we did not do that. So what he did was he placed us at the hands of this world for what it will become for what we did not do. So in essence, you, Israel, have been enslaved by what we did not do. This world, is in so much chaos with all these different religions and understandings that it's just unspeakable. The Bible is what I'm going to call it, and the King James Version of the Bible that you use today was also replaced with the Messiah's name as being Jesus Christ, and the Father's name as being Lord and God. We here at Israylite Heritage use the scriptures, which contains the true name of the Father and the Messiah, which the Father's name is Yah, and the Son's name, the Messiah's name, is Yehoshua, and sometimes pronounced Yeshua. If you look in the old version of the King James Bible, you will see that name was restored in there. The name of Yah and Yehoshua are in there, which I'm going to get with you and explain that to you shortly in my second video here. There is no letter J at all in the Hebrew alphabet. The letter J did not come into usage until after the year 1630. And it didn't come into usage during the time, not during the time that the Messiah walked this earth. The letter J has replaced the meaning of the Greek Christos word of Jesus to Jesus, which is the English version of the word Jesus. But anyway, that's a little bit of a breakdown about why I'm not a Christian. And in this next second video, I'm going to be explaining to you again where the terms Christian and Christianity came from, and just how so-called Christians break the laws and the commandments every single day. My name is Bhat Ysrayl of Israylite Heritage. Shalom.